Did you know if your soul does not like the partner that you're with, your body will reject them?
Hey, your body gonna tell you every time when you dealing with somebody that you don't need to be dealing with.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming, it's just money.
Did you know if your soul does not like the partner that you're with, your body will reject them?
Go watch that creator's video because what she is saying is 100% true. And y'all need to start paying attention to how your body and how your spirit reacts when you're around certain people. The wrong people will make you feel anxious. They'll make you feel nervous. And sometimes when I'm around the wrong people, I have like this lump in my throat, or I constantly feel like they're just watching my every move and they are just critiquing me, which is usually the case. For example, I was in a situationship with this guy about 4, 5, 6 years ago, and he would always just make these backhanded compliments and he would make jokes disguised as disrespect towards me. But I was too naive and wounded at that time to understand that I was unsafe in his presence. I would sweat. I would feel very drained after hanging out with him. My energy was low. And overall, I didn't feel good about myself. Until I started my healing journey in 2020, that's when the dots started to connect. The reason why I felt so nervous, drained, and had such low self esteem whenever I was around him was because not only was I taking on his energy, I was also taking on the energy in terms of how he felt about himself on the inside. Ooh, what a power trip that was. And to take it a step further, this is also very much applicable to friendships. If you feel anxious, if you feel low and drained after you hang out with certain people, that is your body telling you that those people, unfortunately, are not for you and that you need to take the steps to distance yourself and remove them out of your life completely. You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to be valued. And you deserve to be respected. And it's so funny how we were taught growing up that if you get butterflies around a certain person or around a guy that you like, it means that guy is for you. Again, another lie that we've been taught. If you're around the right people, whether it's in a friendship or a relationship, if you feel calm, if you feel at ease, and you feel safe and secure emotionally, that is a sign that you are around the right people. Well, the right people will bring out the best in you. I do a lot of self-soothing if I'm ever around the wrong people. Like I'll just play with my watch or I'll just rub my arms or touch my face. That's also another indicator that you could potentially be around the wrong people. Whoever and whatever is meant for you will never ever make you feel uncomfortable. It'll feel just right.
Let's talk about when your body rejects a man as a woman. Let's talk about it.
This is the one right here. This is the one right here. I did not learn about this until later on in life about your body rejecting a man. So the person who ended up telling me was actually my gynecologist. So I want to hear a story. Here it go. There was a guy that I used to be with when we were kids, and you could not tell me that me and this man wasn't going to have 11 kids together. That was my baby. Baby. I loved him. Puppy love. And that was me. But life happens. We broke apart. He goes on with his life. I go on with my life. Later down in life, we end up rekindling. Now, in my little naive head, because I was younger when we rekindled, I'm just like, this is our second chance at love and to do everything we were supposed to do when we were younger and blah, 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 blah. My dramatic ass. So, we date, and when it comes time to do what adults do, we tried, and it wasn't working. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. We chalked it up to maybe nerves because my body was not responding. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, okay, cool. So the second time around, nope. No play. Third time around, no play. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? She's not doing what she do. She's not doing what she's supposed to do. So I'm like, okay, let me make an appointment with the gynecologist. So I go to the gynecologist. I get all these test runs. I get a pap smear. I get the cervical check. I get all that because I'm like, doctor, she's not juicy. Like, she's not juicy. And she was like, well, there's nothing wrong with you. All the tests came back good. You're absolutely fine. She was like, you probably don't like them like that. What? No. This is my man. This is my second chance at love. This is my man. I'm going to have his children. Even though I had children. I had no more children. But anyway. But yeah. I was like, no, it can't be that. It can't be that. She was like, that's your body letting you know. She was like, maybe I should try more foreplay. Slow it down. I said, we do that. She was like, if y'all do that and still nothing, she was like, you're not into him. She's like, it's nothing wrong with your body. I'm like, girl, whatever. So we tried again, and it works, but baby, it was not. It was not good, and I'm just like, you know what? I can't do what you need me to do. We just didn't connect on that level anymore. So it eventually went downhill, which is totally fine. But later on, I found out that A, he was still married. He told me he was divorced. B, he was still dealing with some other exes as well. And he was just dabbling in all type of bullshit. So literally my body was trying to let me know, no, bitch, he ain't it. He ain't it. We don't want him inside us. We don't need that inside of us. I will not produce. He will not slip nor slide off in here. And she wouldn't. Got into my next relationship, baby, water park. Slipping and sliding everywhere. Slip and slide records. Mop. So that's when I figured out that your body will let you know. And on top of that, mentally, if I'm not stimulated up here, desert. There's another dude I used to deal with. Me and him, like, go mode. As I got older and his really understanding his mentality and how he is, unattracted, turned off, won't go, can't do it. Even with the nostalgia of what we used to do back in the day, it won't. It just won't. So that just goes to show that your body will tell you. It will tell you. It would literally tell you, like, girl, don't do it. It's trying to protect you. And I think also our bodies are trying to protect us on the spiritual level too. That's just, at least that's for me. On top of that, even with my relationships, when they're starting to end, my body won't respond to them anymore. Therefore, if my body's not responding, she's not going to produce. Bone dry. But when we right here with it, yeah. Put the towel down. Put it down. But anywho, also, there's other red flags. If you continue to have UTIs, if your pH is always unbalanced and you're not doing anything to disrupt it, BV, ladies, our bodies will tell us if we just listen. But yes, that's my story. I hope you enjoy it.
Let's talk about when your body rejects a man as a woman. Let's talk about it. It's more than just scientific. Like, we can think of so many things from a scientific standpoint, but sometimes it's divine intervention. Sometimes this is God or the universe or your spirit team or ancestors saying, no, I don't want him to be a part of my bloodline. I don't want him mixing with the goodness that you have. I don't want him taking away your favor. So then they're going to we're going to do everything in our power to get this man away from you. Literally, sometimes your whole entire womb, you will start having issues with your womb when you need to leave a man alone. This is how intelligent the body is. What I mean by that, and y'all saw that orb? I know y'all saw that. But anyways, what this means is, like, for example, we have some women, and this can be hormonal too, but I've had experienced it personally, dealing with a man that's not right for me. You can literally go through cycles where you bleed for months and months and months, where you start having issues and you feel like, oh, well, maybe I have to get a hysterectomy. You don't have to remove your womb. You have to leave his ass alone. Leave that man alone and watch how your life starts to flourish. Sometimes these men come around us and they carry demons on us, and it's not always men. I want y'all to understand that. I could do a whole entire video talking about the women, but we talking about the men right now. Some of these men y'all are married to are narcissists. Some of these men have mental disorders. They're sociopaths. They have issues. They have the incubus spirit on them. So what do? They suck your energy dry. You're wondering why as soon as you met this man, your life started going to shambles. You started gaining weight or losing weight. You started losing your beauty. People started to not notice you. You don't look as pretty because this man is sucking you dry like a damn vampire.
Here in the car waiting, and I figured I'd do a little story time on how I caught my ex-husband living a double life. So I would wake up every morning around 3 o'clock to go to the gym and still have enough time to come home and make his cooler. If you're Hispanic, you know we make our man their coolers or their lunch for the day at work. Well, every time I would come home, I would always want to look in his cars. Like, something in me told me, look in his cars, see if you find anything, but I could never find anything. One day I take him like lunch. I took him something at work with the kids. And when he came down, he comes to my car and I realized he's not wearing a ring. Now, we've been married for like years and years at this point. Like, why now all of a sudden the ring bothers you at work? Okay, whatever. I kept that in my mind because he would always show up at the house with the ring. So it's just during the day he didn't have the ring. He was married when he got home, but single during work. Anyways, one day the kids were really sick and he wanted to go drinking. So he leaves us at home and he decides he's going to go drinking. Doesn't get home till like 2 a.m. and he's like vomiting in the living room. And I was pissed. So the morning comes and he's still drunk as a skunk. And I realize his truck is not home. So I ask him like, hey, where's your truck? He's like, oh, I parked it. He left it somewhere parked. And I was like, okay. He's short. So like the truck he was driving is huge. So he was so drunk he couldn't even get in his truck. So I decide, I'm like, you know what? I need to get that fucking truck. I don't know why. Something in my soul told me, go get that fucking truck. So like I throw on my exercise clothes and I decide I'm gonna jog there. I jog to his truck. And when I open it, I get in, I had to like grab the steering wheel to like get up on the truck. And when I did that, something underneath the steering wheel popped, like came down, and a phone fell. A phone fell from the steering wheel. Like, that's where he hit it. Mind you, this man had one time had me driving his truck and I never knew there was a freaking phone in there. Like, fucking stupid. And actually he's pretty smart. So I realized he was living this like whole double life. And I wish he would have done it sooner, honestly, because I needed to leave way before I left. But yeah, it explains why my pH balance was always off. So that's how I caught him living a double life.
A man as a woman. Let's talk about it.
No, let's for real talk about this. Story time. So, I met my ex-husband in person back in 2016. Okay. Now, mind you, coming to the history with this dude, he was my best friend for like 6 years prior. Never got to see him in person. We always video checked and always talked to each other. Divine intervention came in, and I happened to be in Chicago at the time for my friend Melinda's birthday in Chicago, and he's actually from Chicago. So something in me was like, I need to see him in person finally. The second day we met each other, we had sex, right? Now, the first time I had sex with him, I didn't have no pain in my body. And he's really, really great in bed. I have to admit that. Now, this marriage went really quick because I thought, okay, this is someone I've known for 6 years. A month later after we met, the next month, a few days after my birthday. Well, hold on. We met in January. My birthday is February. And then a month later after my birthday, we end up getting married. It was very quick. It moved too quickly. I thought because, well, oh, this is someone I feel like is my best friend. I feel like I know him. No. As advice for women, if you want to get to know a man, you need to be around him physically, consistently. Needless to say, I do not regret all I've have experienced because it got me to the woman I am now, who is more awakened and even awakened me to who I am now. However, I should have listened. And I'm going to tell y'all why. The night before I got married, because we got married unexpectedly. It was not planned. We were literally talked about it and just was like, hey, let's go get married. It was really abrupt. The night before I got married, I had a dream of a snake come in my dream, and the snake bit me 3 times. Spirit was definitely trying to warn me when it came to this man, and I was just not in tune with myself then. Now, mind y'all, I didn't have reproductive issues before I met this man. I might have had irregular periods here and there, but they were rarely irregular. I still had strong natural hormones. They were really naturally balanced. And I was way smaller when I first met him. After that, after we got married, every time he touched me or he was near the vicinity where my spirit just sensed that he wanted some from me, my pelvic, literally, my pelvic and my yoni, my honey pot down there, always had strong, sharp pelvic pain. Y'all still following me? Every time, mind you, I was with this man on and off in our marriage for 6 years. Every time, never have I ever had a situation where my pelvic hurted of a man touching me. 311 on the timer as I say this. Every time I had sex with my ex-husband afterwards, even though the sex was good, I got nauseated a few minutes later. It was like something in my body felt sick every time after I had sex with him. Now, this was a part of my spiritual journey where I actually came across Elder Pentecostal woman. And this is when I started to really got amplified on my spiritual journey. I didn't even realize the entity on my ex-husband at the time was a generational spirit. By his Puerto Rican bloodline, that one of his ancestors did and made a deal with a particular spirit. It goes to the first son in every person. And my womb comes from a blessed bloodline. I come from a very high, fertile, very blessed bloodline from women who has healthy wombs and healthy fertility from my mother's lineage. And I didn't listen to my body. And so over the years, I started to develop PCOS condition. Mind you, I've never had hormonal diseases in my body until I had sex with this man consistently. So what did I used to do after a while? I used to actually put prayer protection over my womb right before I had sex with him, because whatever entity that was attached to him loved the fuck out of my body and my womb space. Mind you, also, he could never get me pregnant. He is fertile with all his other baby mamas. And mind you, I didn't even know that he had 4 baby mamas until after we got married. I know I can give you a whole storyline like that same chick said, who the fuck did I marry? If I told y'all the stories I went through, you'd been like, Jasmine, why did you do that? Baby, we all was young and dumb for one person. He was that person. But that's for another story. But I gained 150 pounds when I got married to him. And it wasn't because of me eating. I literally gained 150 pounds due to a medical condition and stress. Like, people don't realize you can gain weight off stress. This man started to look better and healthier, and I gained weight. I was drained. I started to have longer periods. I would bleed for months at a time every day. There was one time it got so bad with PCOS with my body, because I was consistently fucking with him, that I literally went almost a whole year bleeding every day until I finally went to the gynecologist to figure out what was going on. And they was like, oh, you got PCOS. Mind you, never had a condition like that before. And it's so crazy because I've never had to deal with this. Mind you guys, I left this man back in 2021, and I finally had a finalized divorce in 2022. My body is still dealing with the aftermath of that spiritual attachment and trauma that was transferred from that man to me in my womb space. I've done so much womb healing on my body. And the thing is, Spirit has revealed to me and to some of my friends who are spiritualists like me, who said this was going to go away really soon. I seen that I was ending this karmic cycle with my womb space very soon. But I didn't realize the aftermath of that trauma. Like, I need y'all women to start listening to y'all bodies when certain men be around y'all. Because our womb space is our portal as women. And that is who we truly are. When I mean by I had to literally rebuild my life since I left that man, I literally went through a whole awakening and soul searching for a whole almost 2-year hiatus, trying to figure my life out, trying to figure out who this person is after being married to this person. And I'm just now in that space, finding me again. Even after I left that man, I still dealt with the aftermath of financial loss after leaving him. Like, it was almost like his energy was still latching on all these years. No matter how much healing I had to do, I had to go through so much internal healing in myself to a whole different level after leaving that man. Like, I had to strip and let go of so many things that I didn't realize he was embedded on me all those fucking years. And it's crazy. I went through a whole different psychological shift, emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical health shift. I even started to develop lymphedema in my left foot due to hormonal imbalance issues. And I've never had issues with my lymph nodes. And yet a doctor said, you have issues with your lymph nodes in your left foot. Do you know what your left side is? Your divine feminine side. I'm telling y'all, with the wrong person can fuck up y'all lives. And it's not to me being the victim. I've empowered myself past this, but the power of women and what we carry in our womb spaces from men who are like that is life-threatening for some of us. And it's like you have to go through a major reprogramming with your whole body, your whole self. I ain't never in my life been this high in weight. I have lost, maybe since I left that man, I probably lost 50 pounds. I'm going to be 100 with y'all. I'm going to be straight up. For a big girl, I always looked really good for my size. I was always in the 300s. I'm not going to lie. I was always 300 something, but I looked like I was 200 and something. When I left that man, I got up to 450 pounds, and it wasn't because of fucking food. And since I left him, I've lost 50 pounds. I'm still over 400 pounds. But the heaviest weight in my life, my body's not used to, and I'm still working on losing it. And so a lot of people do not understand when it comes to this self-love journey, what entails with all this. Because what that woman is saying is true. This is something I've been trying to school women on for years, to listen to your womb. Please pay attention when you listen to your womb, because our wombs are consuming. And we have to attend to her, nurture her, and love her, and listen to her. I'm so glad my ancestors protected me. They was like, no, you're not crossing bloodlines with that dude. Hell no. And he felt some kind of way. But I had to share this. Stay self-aware.
So this is going to be TMI, but I literally don't care. Your body will physically reject people that are not meant for you. And I'm going to tell you about how I found out the hard way. Story time. So I was dating this guy like about a year and a half ago. He treated me so well. He took me out to nice dinners. He gave me reassurance. Like, he was just an angel of a man. But little did I know that he was cheating on me the entire relationship with 20 plus women. My body knew that this guy was not meant for me before my mind knew. And this is where it might get a little bit personal. I dated this man for almost a year, and I had non-stop yeast infections from the moment that I met him. I have no idea how many of those little fluconazole pill packs I went through, but it was pack after pack for almost a year. It got so bad to the point where I stopped eating carbs and cutting out sugars from my diet to try to eliminate this fucking yeast infection. Nothing was working. During the time that I was dating this man, I literally gained like 15 pounds as well. My eating habits had not changed. I was still working out pretty consistently, and I attributed it to the fact that my body was like retaining a lot of water weight. However, the minute that I found out that he was cheating on me, I obviously dumped his ass, and lo and behold, my yeast infection of almost a year went away. Within 2 weeks, I also lost the 15 pounds that I had gained throughout that relationship. And now I am dating a guy that makes me so happy, like literally love him, and my body just feels amazing. So if your body is giving you signs that someone is not meant for you, listen to your body. That's all. Love you guys.
Let's talk about when your body rejects a man as a woman. Let's talk about it.
I would like to get into the discussion because literally it just happened to me, and I believe in the higher universe. So, quick little story time. So, I was dealing with somebody that, I felt like was in a way, right person, wrong time type of situation. That's what I thought. And so, we decided to, try again. Let's see if this works or whatever. And we decided, like, if we're going to be together, we're going to be together. We're going to work on building with each other, being married, blended family, having another baby, blah, 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 blah. So we literally got together and started trying to have a baby. And, like, I'm not going to lie. It's been, like, my son is 7. So I'm like, I'm not going to lie. I should know this as a woman, but I'm like, I don't know fertility and ovulation and all that. I just know you do the do a lot, and hopefully you just get pregnant. And how it was set up, like, we did the do and pretty much was just waiting, doing the do, pretty much waiting until the 30 days happened to see if I get a missed period or whatever. But I start getting signs of, like, maybe I shouldn't have just jumped back into this. So I just had to trust my gut, and I was just like, I don't think I should be doing this. So I'm not gonna lie, I dipped. Like, I communicated, like, I'm trying. Like, I was even that person that was trying to see if it would work, and my gut was just like, So literally was freaking out because I was like, I don't think I want to do this, but so I'm like, oh my God, I could be having this person baby, and it's just too. But literally, since years, I literally had 2 periods. And how I even do my little period tracker, how it was set up, like, I should have gotten pregnant, but I didn't, and I'm super ecstatic about it. But I don't know, I just feel like that was kind of like coincidence in a way. But I don't know, I just kind of want to respond to it or whatever.
If you're in a relationship or dating, but you're like not sure about the person, watch this video. But I don't deserve credit. It was someone else who posted this, but I cannot find that video to save my life because I watched it months ago. Okay, so basically this person was talking about how her body rejected the guy she was dating before she even like caught up to why. And this happened to me too. So basically, end of January, like 2 weeks into February, so for 3 weeks, I dated this guy. I pretty much saw him every single day, which is something that I would never do. But like, he checked off enough boxes on paper, so I was like, he might be worth the investment, why not? And so I kept seeing him. But the minute I started dating him, I started getting these intense stomach pains to the point where every time I put food in my stomach would expand and I would be hunched over. I literally could not move. And I was like, oh my God, I think I have cancer. I should have known that he was the cancer, but basically it was constipation. I could not poop for 21 days. I had these like weird migraines that I would never get normally, and so I decided that I need to fly home, and I booked a flight. And the day that I booked my flight, I remember I was at his place, we were watching a movie, and I could not get up from the couch. Like, my stomach was in so much pain. I felt like something was jabbing me from the side, and so I was like, I need to go home. I need to fly home. Like, I need to go see my parents. Like, I just need to take care of this. So I fly home. Like 2 days later, I land, and everything returns back to normal. I have great bowel movements. I'm able to eat, all this stuff. And while I am at home for that week, something happens that I'm like, all right, I need to end it with him. That's like behavior that I will not stand for. So I call him and I very calmly say, hey, these are the reasons why I think we should just be friends. This man's toxicity comes flying at me through the phone. He's calling me names. He's making like really demeaning comments. And I'm like, what? Like, this is not who I thought you were like the 3 weeks that I've known you. Like, this is wild. But all this to say, your body will reject someone if that person is not right for you. So listen to your body, okay? Love ya.
Let's talk about when your body rejects a man as a woman. Let's talk about it.
There's this guy I was with for 3 years. We were on and off. The third time we was on, or second, whatever was on, we were doing dirty things, and my private area was burning when he finished in me. I'm like, what? And I got checked and everything, make sure I was good. I was good. It's just like, I don't know what, because he did before, now he's just rejecting it. And then, there's this other guy, it's a doctor I dated. His natural scent smelled like green, specifically green olives. I couldn't stand it. I love olives, the black ones actually, but the green olive, he smells just like it. I was like, no. And then my ex-husband, his natural scent, his Caucasian musk, smell like milk. Yeah, it smells like milk. Because it's hell no. And then, what else? I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
I also want to speak on one more thing before I go back for my lunch break. But I seen something on TikTok, and it was from Twitter, but it was saying signs of your body rejecting him. And I just want to say this from someone whose body rejected a man. The first sign is the sex will start to hurt, okay? I'm not going to say of who it was, but someone that I did deal with. I'm not going to say if I was in a relationship or with them or whatever. I'm just going to say someone I dealt with because I don't want to be too specific. But, someone that I had dealt with, it was just like, of course, obviously in the beginning, the sex was fine. Like, it was great, right? And over time, I feel like as I just started losing the connection with them, that I started having pain from sex. And it had nothing to do with size. It had nothing to do with his strokes or anything. It was simply that my body was telling me, leave this man alone. And so I went to my therapist and I told her, like, sorry, there was a seed in my mouth. I'm like, for some reason, like, the sex is starting to hurt. And I'm like, it's so weird because I've never had this problem with this person before. And she told me that that's because you don't like him anymore. And I'm like, nah, I still like him. But then I thought to myself, like, I'm lying right now. I don't like this man like that no more. Like, I was having to force myself to like this man or tell myself to like this man just because I dealt with so much shit that came with this person. And I feel like as a woman, I had to put up with the shit because I was trying to prove to not only myself, but prove to others, like, okay, this relationship will last. Or I didn't want people to look at it like, oh, damn, you gave it a second chance and it didn't work. So it was like I had to force myself to like this person at that point. And it was like, granted, I still had love for the person, but then I started thinking, like, I don't even love this person. Like, a lot of it was my delusions that I was going off of, and I had to finally come down to earth and think to myself, like, girl, you tweaking. Like, you tweaking for real. But basically, no, I started thinking to myself, like, I can't have enjoyable sex with this person. Like, there was no connection there anymore. Like, the kissing felt off. Just the overall intimacy was off. And I'm like, why do I feel like this? Because I never felt like this with this person. So it's just like, why am I feeling this? And once I left my therapist, I went home and I was up and I was just thinking to myself at night, like, damn, I really don't like this motherfucker no more. Like, that's crazy. And I really just had to tell myself, like, my body is rejecting him. And I didn't understand it. I just kept thinking, like, the sex is hurting. I'm thinking in my head, he's cheating. Or I'm thinking in my head, like, ugh, because I'm like, my therapist told me once your body starts tensing up for that person, is because you no longer feel the way that you feel for them. So your body is trying to protect you. And I'm just like, damn. And I really started thinking, like, I did start having that. Like, I started tensing up with this person. I never tensed up with this person before. But I started tensing up. And it was just like, even during us having sex, like, I was having problems with staying wet. Like, I just couldn't be there anymore. Like, I knew mentally he was not there no more. So in the back of my head, it was like I was trying to make the connection still be there. And after having sex the like last few times of the relationship, I'm like, you know what? This is not worth it no more. Like, it's not. And then I really started seeing, like, I was blinded by sex. Like, I literally thought because this person had good sex with me that we have this good connection. And it was like, a lot of that was soul ties. Just because I could literally feel an energy transfer when I would have sex with this person. And I didn't do any cord cutting or anything. I just told myself that I have to let that go. So the last time of having sex with that person, it was like a one and done. Like, I'm just like, this is not it. And yeah, after that last time having sex, I left that relationship because I'm like, this is not it. Like, I'm not going to put myself in the situation of me not enjoying sex with a person that I had loved having sex with, right? But I feel like as women, when, you know, sex starts hurting or you start drying up or, you know, if he goes to, you know, insert it is hurting, or you're like, ouch, or if he, you know, moves this way, it hurts, or if he hits your cervix a little bit, it hurts. That is your body rejecting that man. And there's other signs of your body rejecting a person. You will have headaches. You will have bad dreams when you sleep next to this person. You will have also migraines, but you'll start having stomach issues. Your digestion is off. I noticed another thing when my body was rejecting this person. I kept having toothaches all the time. My tooth would always hurt. And I'm like, why am I always having toothaches? Like, this is so annoying. And it was like I was constantly taking ibuprofen. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then once I left that person, my tooth stopped hurting. So it was just like my body was trying to give me all these signs to leave this motherfucker alone. And I did not see the signs. So I just feel like when you have all these signs to let a person go and stop fucking with someone, take heed of those signs. If you are having stomach problems, or you are not digesting your food correctly, or you're feeling nauseous throughout the day, or you're having random headaches, or when you take naps with this person, or you go to sleep with this person at night and you're having bad dreams, or you're having dreams they're cheating, take heed of those, okay? When you have dreams and you're laying next to a person, or even just having dreams about that person cheating on you or lying to you or whatever that is deceitful to you, that is God trying to give you signs. That is your ancestors and everybody, and your angels and everybody trying to tell you to leave this person alone. Stop ignoring your dreams. That's a problem that a lot of people have. They think their dreams don't mean things. Your dreams are signs, okay? If you keep having dreams and then you keep having the same specific dreams, that is God trying to tell you something. So you need to listen, okay? Listen. The last time I ignored my dreams, I literally had it come to me in a dream, and it woke me up. And I went and found out what I needed to find. It was like God woke me up. It was like, I'm going to show you this. And you're going to take heed of it and fix the problem, okay? And so I just feel like we have to take signs. And we have to realize when our body is rejecting a man. When our body is rejecting a man, we'll have constant arguments too. It won't be just, little shit. It'll be the same argument. If you keep having an argument with your man about this certain woman, or you keep having arguments with your man about what he does on social media, or you keep having arguments with your man about his baby mama, or you keep having arguments with your man about him going out with his homies, like, that's a sign you need to leave that person alone. But you're not realizing it because you're thinking, oh, it's normal to argue. No, leave that man alone. Learn to take signs and take heed of them, okay? Stop thinking that you could fix the problem. You could fix X, Y, and Z. You cannot fix nothing, okay? There's nothing to fix. What you need to do is leave. It's that simple. Leave. When your body gives you signs, listen to your body. Just like when you have gut feelings, listen to your gut. Your gut would never steer you wrong. Your body won't steer you wrong. Your mind won't steer you wrong. The only person that steers you wrong is you as a person, because you don't want to listen to your body when it is trying to tell you things. So, women, be smart. Take the signs, the dreams, all of that. Take heed of it and just move on gracefully. The right one will come along and you will not have any of those bad signs coming to you. No red flags, no nothing. And you will be so appreciative of it. For real.
Your body will reject them.
Oh yeah, we all know about the obvious ones. Like, you get UTIs a lot, you get BV, like, you get hives. I've gotten hives. But my favorite one that no one really talks about that much, but it's always true, the second that you don't like their smell, like their natural scent, their like body odor, when that starts to, like, something in your brain flips and you get disgusted, it's time to go. You gotta cut them loose.
The thing that I want to mention, when your body does not accept a man or does not take to a man, is that you will never be able to fall asleep in his presence. You will not feel safe in this man's presence. And it can be subtle things, like small things, like, yeah, I don't trust you. It's because deep down inside, your spirit team knows there's something off with this man. Your spirit will not take to him, no matter what he does, no matter how much he proves himself to be somebody who will keep you safe. You just don't fucking trust him. That's another fucking sign. Your body is telling you, leave his ass alone.
Did you know if your soul does not like the partner that you're with, your body will reject them? Real quick, my name's Keisha and I'm an intuitive energetic healer. So hear me out. When I say that your body will reject the partner you're sleeping with, if it's not a soul match for you, you will physically get sick. So for me specifically, I always knew when I would get like a UTI, strep throat, migraines, and it was always immediately after being sexually active with someone. But this specific time I remember, it was with someone I was dating and he was awful. We won't get into that. But I got the worst case of strep throat that I've ever gotten in my entire life. Like, my throat was so swollen, I had no neck. It was a situation. And I went to the doctor and they were like, I've never seen such a bad case of strep throat. So I really started focusing within and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is insane. Finally, put two and two together, realized that my body was literally telling me that they did not want anything to do with this person, that he had to go. So after I got better, I got medicine because I was down for the count. I'm talking like 104 fever, a whole thing. Anyway, got better. Broke up with this person, have not had strep throat since, haven't had a UTI since, haven't had a migraine since. It just all magically cleared up when I got rid of those specific people. So this is your sign that if you are getting sick after sleeping with your partner or one night stand, whatever you're doing, that person is not for you. It's a sign from your soul. Your soul is literally telling you to stay the fuck away from that person.
Hey, your body gonna tell you every time when you dealing with somebody that you don't need to be dealing with. Y'all just gotta pay attention. Y'all ever start messing with somebody and all of a sudden you feeling depressed? You having these mood swings, your appetite changing, your face breaking out, and you just overall feel drained from your energy. That's your body saying, hey, look, we dealing with somebody who ain't good for us. They not good for us physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, nothing. They are not good for us, and that's why I keep telling y'all sex is more than just pleasure and a nut. It's a real deal energy exchange. So whatever type of spirits and demons that this person over here dealing with, once y'all intertwine energies, now all these spirits and these demons are on you. That's why you feeling depressed. That's why you feeling mad, sad, up and down. That's why your face purging and breaking out, because they ain't good for you. And your body gonna tell you every single time. Y'all just gotta listen.
Can we talk about how when you're not living in alignment with your soul, with what you're meant to be living, the life you're meant to be living, and you're keeping yourself confined and surrounded by people, environments, in relationships that just are not for you, how it literally makes you fucking ill. You literally become a different person and you become fucking sick because your body is rejecting it. Your body's rejecting it. And it's funny because when you're in that situation, when you're still in the dynamic that's unhealthy for you, it's hard to see, and you will look outside at everything. Oh, it's probably the food that I'm eating. It's this chemical. It's this. It's an allergy to that. It's an autoimmune. It's this. It's all this stuff. Maybe it's your body motherfucking rejecting what you're holding on to that is not meant for you. Our soul, we have like a natural flow and rhythm that we're supposed to go along with. That doesn't mean there's not going to be challenges and hard things that enter our life. Of course there is. But when we are feeling so drained, so exhausted, like we always feel like shit, like, oh my God, nothing I do makes me feel better. I'm always so tired. I'm so drained. I feel so uninspired, unmotivated. I feel so disconnected from my path, my heart, what I just want to do, what makes me happy in life. Reevaluate. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to? What relationships, situations, dynamics, environments am I holding on to that actually aren't serving me and my highest good and where I'm supposed to be going? That doesn't mean that we can still love somebody and love a thing, but that doesn't mean that it's right for us. And this is, oh my God, like one of the greatest fucking teachings of my life because it's so hard, but it's such an important question that you need to ask yourself if you've been feeling like this, if you've been stuck in a rut, just feeling so drained. Because when we are in resistance to just the natural flow of our life, of our soul's path on this fucking earth, in this existence, our body rejects it. And there are so many like subtle symptoms and signals and ways that your body and your intuition and your soul and your heart is going to try to get your attention. And if you don't listen, if you keep going down that path, it's going to get louder, and it's like it literally is going to purge and come out of you until you have no choice but to actually face it. So I don't know who needs to hear it. I needed to hear it. Took me a long ass time to realize, okay, apparently I like to learn things the hard way, but just ask yourself the hard questions, okay? It doesn't mean you have to make a decision right away, but just start asking yourself the hard questions.
Let's talk about when your body rejects a man. As a woman, let's talk about it.
I thought I had a medical condition because of how my body was rejecting this man. I don't know how to say the medical condition, so I'm just going to spell it out for you here. But it's basically involuntary contractions of the vaginal muscles, which makes penetration increasingly difficult, even if the person desires sex. I thought that's what was going on with me, and it's like it happened so suddenly, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Because it's like I felt the general desire, like I wanted to have sex, but I guess my body did not want him in there. like I could feel it because it was like everything was lubricated, everything was good to go. But literally upon entry, she said, nope. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. Get somebody else to do it. This is real. This is a real thing, and again, it was so sudden. I really thought that I had some type of medical condition. That was how severe the rejection of this man was from my body. It is a real thing.
Let's talk about when your body rejects a man as a woman. Let's talk about it.
This is amazing, and all the examples that she actually shared are amazing examples, but if you look at it in a different way, this could be considered evil eye in your love life. So I'm reading this book. It's called How to Protect Yourself from the Evil Eye, and they have a chapter in the book where it talks about relationship evil eye, when you're dealing with someone and they're constantly sending you the evil eye. So basically, if you're in the relationship and after you are intimate with that person, you feel completely weak, like you cannot do anything else, just know that person is like stealing your energy and stifling your energy, and your body's telling you that it's too much, like you cannot take all of this energy being depleted from you. And another thing too is every time you are intimate with that person, you feel like you're infected, you have to go get checked, you know, all of that. That could be a sexual transmitted demon, you know, same exact thing, sexual transmitted demon. And also, if for example, like you can go a long period of time and not see them, and every time you see them, when you are around them, you constantly have headaches, not just headaches but migraines. But whenever you're not around them, you are completely fine, no headaches, nothing. That's also another sign. Now, evil eye is in different cultures depending on, but I know, like, I think it's like Indian or Jewish that they use the evil eye or the hands of Hamsa, but you wear different jewelry to protect yourself from the evil eye. But I know in like Spanish they say mal de ojo, and in Italian it's called malocchio, and also in Creole it's called mauvais jet, or in French, you know, mauvais yeux, and English is the evil eye. But it's out there, and people are sending you the evil eye through relationships. Watch if you're dating someone and you feel like they're sending you the evil eye, tell them some good news about yourself and watch how they react. Then they will tell you. But relationship, the evil eye in relationship, or if your body's rejecting that person, the same symptoms are basically similar. There's multiple ways for you to protect yourself from the evil eye, but I just wanted to share my experience in the book that I'm reading about the evil eye, and you know how your body is rejecting, sometimes it's rejecting the people, but you don't even know that because you don't know. You're just thinking, oh well, maybe, you know, something is wrong with me, but a lot of time it's not you, it's the person that's sleeping next to you that is causing this. So be very, very careful, and knowledge is key. Learn. Anyways guys, talk to you later. Bye.